Reaching the world with my
The following program contains views that are not those of The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates or financial supporters.
WBTC. Reaching the world with positivity. Music to get you through your day. Winning victory through Christ is the only way.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Welcome to WVTC TV Network, capturing family moments in real time, bringing families closer together from the comforts of home. We are unleashing something different to the world. Start your subscription today for the low price of $4.99 per month or $55 annually. Go to www.wvtctvnetwork.com to sign up today. WVTC TV Network is streaming live on 8 different platforms. You can easily download the WVTC TV Network app on the Apple Store, Play Store, Roku, Fire TV, and more. Here at WVTC TV, we have access to movies that everyone can enjoy, including independent films, Sons of a Preacher and a Good Thing, Treasures of Life, the epic drama, The Passion of the Christ, and the box office hit Madagascar Escape to Africa. Remember, go to www.wvtctvnetwork.com and sign up today.
Dear God, in this moment I reach for the light. When the path seems uncertain and hope feels out of sight, guide me through the darkness, let your love be my guide. In the depths of my struggles, I know you're by my side. When the world fades away, I find myself wandering through memories, tracing the lines of who I used to be. In the quiet night, when the world fades away, I find myself wandering through memories, tracing the lines of who I used to be. A tapestry woven with dreams and scars, each thread a story, each color a part of the journey that shaped me, the battles I fought. In the mirror I see a reflection, a mosaic of moments, a collection of lessons. From laughter to tears, from joy to despair, every heartbeat whispers, you're still standing there. Who I am is a melody, a rhythm of my soul, a symphony of hopes, a tale yet to be told. I'm the echoes.
Hi, thank you for tuning in to Live Dream Survivor. My name is LaTasho. I am your host for this evening, and we have my guest today. We have LaTrese Dixon. She has a show on here. It's My Time to Shine. You could tune in to watching her show on Tuesdays at 5 p.m., right?
Yes, from 5 to 6 o'clock p.m.
Okay. Today, LaTrese is going to share her story, her testimony about dealing with domestic violence abuse.
Ooh, okay. So you all get ready and hold on to your hats. First of all, I want to tell you thank you so much for allowing me to come to your show and telling my testimony. So this happened around 11 years ago. I did not have a good relationship with God. I wasn't saved. I was out here. I was being a sinner and not interested or anything like that with God. I would go to church on Sundays, and that would be about it. So my son and I moved back to Chicago. We were living down south in Mississippi. And I decided it wasn't a good fit. And so when we came back to Chicago, you got to get back used to stuff compared to Mississippi. And so during that time, I met somebody.
Mm.
And he was so nice. And when people say if something is too good to be true, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
And so I should have known the signs, because the very first sign was, and it should have been a red flag, was he was calling constantly, right?
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, you don't have to call so much. Oh, I just be worried. I just want to make sure, you get home safely. You were home, or you were at work and you made it to wherever the destination was on time.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't ignore it. I just ignored it. Then another sign was he always wanted me to be around all the time. If I was at work, he wanted me to just talk to him like all the time, right? And so again, I was just, oh, this is so sweet and everything. And he was like, oh, you're a good mother. And then another thing, he was rushing. He wanted to have a baby. I'm like,
Oh, and how long y'all was talking?
2 months.
Oh no, that was too soon.
2 months. I
That
was
was
like,
too soon.
and again, I ignored it. And I should have paid attention also to the relationship that he had with his mother, because he was his mother's caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not like, and then he had a sister, and they did not get along.
Him and his sister didn't get along.
Mm-mm.
And he didn't take care of his mother that well.
Well, it was like she was hidden because she was always in her room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, she could take care of herself to a certain degree. But like, let's say, like, if she needed to go to the store and trips like that, he would have to drive her to her destination, or if she had to go to a doctor's appointment. But other than that, it was like he was her CNA, at home CNA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Corey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, First Lady, how you doing? He's saying, oh boy. Good evening,
Good
Pastor
evening.
Mabry. No, he did not say Mama Dixon.
Hey,
LaTasho.
Tasha.
So yeah, so things like that. And again, I was just ignoring it. And so the light was coming on due to my son. So I introduced him to my son, and my son was like, Mom, I can't pinpoint it, because he was a teenager at the time. He was like, something just is not right with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't listen. And one day I got sick with strep throat, and I didn't want to give it to my son. So I spent the week over at his house.
Wrong thing to do.
Womp, womp, womp.
And how long was you all together at that point?
We were together for 2 months at that time. And he was like, he took me to the doctor, and he was like, I want to make sure that you're being taken care of, and make sure that you don't spread it to your son. And I thought, oh, he's cute. Oh, this is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I called the job, and I was sick, and I was contagious. So obviously, they gave me time off with pay. And it was like one night, it was like towards the end when I was actually healing, I saw him go through my phone. Oh, I'm just making sure your phone is on Do Not Disturb, so you'll be okay.
Oh no. But why?
Exactly. Again, hew, hew, hew. Then one time, he was watching me sleep. Yeah. I should have known better. And so,
Why should you sleep?
watching me sleep. And so one day we got into an argument, And this was the beginning, I want to say, of the end. But again, unbeknownst to me, I'm telling you all these red flags I just was not paying attention to. Well, what are you doing with your money? What are you doing with this? And I'm like, it ain't none of your business. You is not my husband. And so I told him that. And he was like, well, I want to be your husband. I was like, look, we've only been together 2 months. My finances does not matter. I said, are you able to take care of me and my son and things like that? And he was like, well, I'm taking care of my mom. Of course, I'm going to take care of you. I'm like, no, I'm talking about financially and stuff like that. I'm like, my son, even though he was like, what, sophomore?
Oh, so
About
he
to be a
was-
freshman and sophomore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
between those two, I can remember in high school. Had to get him prepared for that. I'm like, are you prepared to be a mentor? I'm not saying he needs a father because he had his father and things like that. You know, he was like, yeah, and all this other stuff. But again, fume. And the relationship that me and my son had, we were close, and he was beginning to show signs of jealousy. He always, good evening, Reverend.
Good evening.
Wanted to always be around me and without my son. And my son was like, Mom, something just isn't right. So he would make me dinners and everything would be all right, right? And then I had a dream, you all, that he killed me. Now, mind you, at this point, he never touched me or physically did anything, but he was trying to do, the process that he was doing to me, unbeknownst to me at that time, was manipulation. So I want to say emotional.
So
right?
God was trying to send you.
And God was trying to tell me, hey, baby, look here, this man gotta go. Like, look at what he's doing. But again, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And so at the time I had a female pastor. No, I was about to go to the female pastor. And she said, I had a dream about you. Call me. And so again, I told you all I had a dream that he killed me. So I said, I called her that Friday. I had the dream that Thursday. I called her that Friday. And she said, I can't tell you over the phone. I want us to meet up somewhere. So again, that's right, red flag. So that Saturday, I usually spend the day with him because my son is with his dad was with his dad on the weekend. And I said, well, I'm going to be a little late. You know, I said, I have somewhere to go. And he just went off the rails. Where are you going? Who are you going with? What time are you coming back? What are you wearing? And I'm like, oh. And so I was like, God, I think I'm going to have to do like when Homer Simpson went into the bushes. I said, I think I'm going to have to slowly ease away. So I went with this former pastor and I told her, who was going to be my pastor, who was not my pastor, she was a prophetess. She said, I had a dream about you. I had a dream you died. And she said, are you dating? And I said, yeah. And so she said, can you describe the person? I said, why? I said, can't you describe who you saw in the dream? And guess who the person was? She described him to the T.
Wow. God revealed it to her.
Right. And so I did not go out with him that evening. Right. And my son was supposed to go with his dad that evening. And he said, Mom, I'm so glad you didn't go with that guy. Because once again, something ain't right. And I think he's going to do something to you. So I spent the rest of my Saturday with my son. Well, when we came home, guess who was there? Waiting on me at my house.
He was sitting in the car
talking
outside?
to my dad, saying he had cancer. He didn't know when he was how long he was gonna live, that he loved me and my son, that he wanted to marry me.
No.
He wanted to be a family, and he sacrificed getting pulled over because one of his headlights was out.
That's too much.
Oh no. And guess what happened? My dad left us alone and talked. And I asked him, what was he doing here? I said, I told you I've already had plans. I mean, like, literally. I was like, I told you. I was like, I'm not going to see you. Well, I'm just checking. And this was the same one. But for some reason, my brain was like, do not go anywhere with this man. Now, at the time, I thought it was my brain. That was God telling me. But guess what happened?
You went somewhere with
He was like, okay, I'm leaving, but can I talk to your dad? And my dad told me, drive behind him to make sure he gets home safely.
Oh, your dad told you to
Mhm.
follow him home.
So, I got up to get my keys, and my son got loud and said, that man is about to kill my mom. And if anything happens to her, it's going to be your fault. That's exactly what I heard, what my son
Right, how
said.
he used cancer to
Yeah,
manipulate.
exactly. But what's crazy is we went to church together and he told the church the same thing.
Yeah, he
And
was
they were
just
feeling
lying
sorry
the
for him. They
whole
was,
time.
yeah, and they was, praying for him and everything. So I drove him home. I drove by him home. And so he was like, do you mind staying for a while? Again, God saying, don't go with this man, please, Trees. And I didn't listen. And I fell asleep, right? You all, I fell asleep. That's true. Why drive behind a man to make sure he exactly?
Man, right.
He a man.
Your
I mean,
father
like,
could have did that. instead
right?
of
My
telling
dad could
you.
have did that, but
Mhm.
bless his ministry, General Chiney. I went to sleep. I woke up, and you all, I was very quiet. I was trying to ease out, and I looked for my phone. He had my phone. You all, he was trying to steal money out of my account. So, at the time, it was an iPhone like 5 and 6. That's when they was out. He didn't know the password, so they locked him out of my account. But he got into my phone saying, who is this and who is that and who is that? And I'm like, do you see this as work? And da-da-da-da. All of a sudden, I thought you were a good woman. I didn't know you were a boop. And he just started calling me all of these type of names. And all of a sudden, he hit me right here. And during that time, when he hit me, that was the first time he hit me. I went unconscious.
Yeah, because the way he hit you.
Right. And I have, as you all can see, fake nails. I have fake nails. So when I became unconscious, he ripped off my fingernails. Yeah, with my real fingernails, my fake fingernails and my nails underneath.
Oh, that's.
And he just beating on me. And God came to me, and I'm like, he's like, LaTrese. And I'm like, God, is that you? I couldn't see God. It was a beautiful white light. And I kid you all not. And I said, I'm about to die. And he said, you shall live and not die. I said, do you not see? And he said, you're going to use this as a testimony because you're going to forgive this person. You're going to tell what happened and you're going to overcome it. And you're going to tell people out there what to look out for because of what you went through. Then on top of that, he said, I'm preparing you for such a time as this. And unbeknownst to me, I'm thinking I'm going to die. So you all, guess what? I came back unconscious. And he got tired of hitting me. Literally, he went out. He was like, out of breath from hitting me so hard, right? And so when he got tired, I took a lamp post and I hit him with it. Because I had to get out. And he's like, stop hitting me. I'm like, and then when I reached for his PlayStation, I won't hit you no more. I'm sorry. I took my keys. I'm bleeding all over. And his mom comes out and says, let me talk to you. Your room is next to the room you hear your child beating on me. And she had the nerve to ask what happened.
Hello.
Hey, Natalie. I said, your as you can see, your son beat me.
Right.
And I ran out and I forgot my phone and I had to go back and get my phone. So I ran back in and they still right there, I guess, at the time concocting what they're going to say, right? So he said something and I said, I hope you die. And he hit me in front of his mother, knocked me out in front of his mother. So on this time, I'm on the floor crawling to get my phone. And this is like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I called my auntie. My auntie said what happened. I bled all over my purse, all over my steering wheel, all over my shirt. And again, I had fake nails. I didn't have any nails on. They were gone. And we talking about, this ain't no stick and glue. We talking about acrylic, like back in the day. This was in 2014 when they had rougher materials. And they came and they got me and they saw my face and I had, bleeding all over. They thought I was going to die because they said, when you get hit right here, it's over. But it wasn't. So they took me to the hospital and things like that. They took pictures and everything. They took pictures of the inside of the car because, again, I bled all over the steering wheel. They called the police. The police officer came. Do you all know the Chicago? And I went to Blue Island. The Chicago Police Department had a warrant for my arrest trying to say that I was beating him. His mother and him concocted a story saying that I beat him.
It's amazing how family do for.
Yes, but God. And so the cop said, no, I'm not taking her in. No, he beat her. That's like, this lady is 5'2" and bleeding. And then the doctors, it was so bad. I have never seen any doctors and the medical staff so emotional. They were holding on to my hand like, it's going to be all right. You're going to be okay. They was like, why did you do, what happened? I was like, this is the first time I ever get hit. I'm like, I don't understand. Did I do something? They did MRIs. They had to do, scans and everything. And the cop told me because it happened in Chicago, I had to go and file an emergency restraining order.
Yeah.
I went home. My son stayed up and he looked at my dad and he said, how could you do this? He said, now what if that boy would have killed my mom? And my dad just looked at me. And then I looked at my dad and I just went upstairs. And you all, obviously, I'm still bruised up and banged up. I went to church. I told them what happened. And they said, well, we still love him. Maybe he needs help.
Well, yeah, he needs help, but I mean.
And so, went to church, told them my testimony. Nobody said anything. They just hugged me and that was it. Monday, I told them I had to take off work and I sent them the pictures and everything. I showed them the pictures of what happened. I went downtown to get a restraining order. And this was when Kim Fox was in office. And they told me because I fought back, it was a battle of who was going to get the restraining order first.
Oh, because you didn't feel like at the time when he popped up at your house that was
right. It was on Friday.
stalking.
Right. It was a Saturday. That was the first time he ever did that.
Right.
Yeah. So it took me 6 months to get the restraining order. Then it turns out he had over a dozen. I want to say over 96 with different names and everything like that.
They had went and put restraining orders on him.
Yes.
But then question you when you
right.
went
But here is the kicker. After I got my restraining order, his mom called my job. That's right, sis, but that's what they said because I fought back. And he had one little mark from me hitting him with the lamp. It was a battle of who's who. But yeah, after I got the restraining order, and 6 months later, his mom called my job to see if I still work there. Wow. And his new girlfriend called me. Y'all ready for this? She said, well, I heard he hit you and he promised not to hit me no more. I said, so what happened to you?
She said, no more.
No more. Y'all listen to this. I said, wait a minute. I said, he's hit you before? She said, no. Oh, so this is what he did. You listening? Oh, I was in a bed laying down with my 3-year-old baby. And when I was in the bed, he poured alcohol on me and tried to set me on fire. But the match didn't light. I said, and you took him back? She said, yes, because he promised not to hit me. Oh, I said, ma'am.
There's something wrong with her.
I said, ma'am, I think you need help and therapy. And her brother got on the phone and said, how long ago was this? And he said, didn't I tell you not to be with this man? And I don't know what happened, but I just told her, I said, girl, he tried to kill me. So if he promised not to hit you no more, What makes you think that this time he won't succeed in killing you if he tried to set you on fire?
He was trying to kill her too.
Then guess what, y'all? He called me. And he threatened to kill me.
Yeah,
Called the police. And you know what I told him? I said, come on and kill me. You know my address. You know where I work at. Come kill me. But God.
I'm sorry you had to experience that.
That was God.
Yeah.
Because it showed me that God is still in control. God will never leave me or forsake me.
Yeah.
This is a testimony for somebody else to be aware. Look for the signs. And he was there. I didn't die. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was broken. Thank you, Jesus. I did not lose my life. And that, hey, and guess what, y'all? I forgave him. Still do.
But yeah, because you have to forgive the person that hurt you in that kind of way.
Mhm.
And in order for you to be healed.
That's right. But it took some time for me to heal because, like, every now and then I still jump and things like that, even though I'm protected and things like that. But I do not wish that on anybody. Oh, girl, I took up your time. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I mean, that's the purpose of this show is for someone, you know, for people to learn about abuse, for people to be able to, you know,
Look for
let
the
their
signs.
guards down and share their testimony, their story. Because if we don't talk about our stories, there are others that won't feel comfortable in talking about their stories,
Right.
and they won't get healed from it.
Right.
So it starts from people like us being able to share our stories.
Yes.
And thanking God that, you know, he got us through that horrible time in our life to share it to others.
Yes.
So that they can know the signs and, you know,
be cautious and be careful.
And like you say, you know, you still go through the moments. Sometimes I still go through the moments, you know, especially if you talk to me a certain kind of way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so even with my kids, I have to tell them, hey, don't talk to me like that. You know, it sets off certain things. So yeah, I mean, we have to be able to that's why God took us through it.
Right.
He took us through it to be able to help someone else.
Right.
Our story is not for us, it's for somebody else.
That's right.
So, you know, and that was a very, very horrible thing that you had to go through. And that was just what, 2 to 3 months, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he showed what he was capable of doing
within 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
And hopefully he's somewhere locked up.
Mm-mm.
He's not. He's still roaming the street free.
Yep, married.
Wow.
Yes.
Married. So is he abusing that woman?
I don't know. I hope he's not. I pray. Corey said that's gonna be our next topic.
Yeah. It's unfortunate what we go through.
Yes.
And it's not only women, but men go through it as well.
Right.
That's sad. But my time is up, and the purpose of this show is to talk about different topics that falls under domestic violence abuse, and also to talk about my nonprofit, which is also called Live Dream Survivors Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
And we are a nonprofit that is dedicated to creating a safe space for abused women and children recovering from the effects of domestic violence, and we offer support with job placement, housing, and counseling to help them rebuild their lives, to help them start over again. Because at that time, I don't know about you, LaTrese, but at that time when I made the transition to get out of the abusive relationship, I mean, I had my mom at the time to help me with that transition. I just went to her house until I found a new place because I had to relocate. But there's some women out here that don't have anywhere to go. And so I just wanted to be open to helping them with finding somewhere to go, or helping them with their mental mind. And if you need that type of help, you can either email us at Live Dream Survivors Incorporated 24 at gmail.com, or you can reach out to us 630-286-9514.
Right.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And if you don't feel comfortable with reaching out to us, you can contact the domestic violence hotline. Give me 1 second to pull that up. Domestic violence abuse hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. And thanks you all for tuning in to the Live Drink Survivor Show. Thank you, LaTrese, for being able to share your story.
Thank
I
you.
hope that there's someone that's listening that might be going through this that will feel comfortable enough to reach out and see through our experience how there is a bright side after going through what you have gone through.
That's right.
Bye. Have a good evening.
Bye, everybody.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC Allsip Chicago. An iNetworks communication station.